Now let's talk about politics in Ondo State, southwest Nigeria. It's a battle, really, between former deputy governors in that state of Ondo following the emergence of former Ondo State Deputy Governor, Mr. Agbola Ajayi, as a candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, for the forthcoming state governorship election. A 57-year-old former deputy governor, Agbola Ajayi, was announced winner of the primary election after polling 264 votes to beat 6 other contenders for the ticket. While the chairman of the primary election committee and deputy governor of Bayelsa State, Lawrence Erojapo, announced the result of the election after counting and collation of the total votes cast by the delegates. So it looks like, well, the two former deputy governors, one of them, incumbent governor, will be squaring it up in the coming months, come November, that is. But let's get to understand what the PDP's game plan is here. And we're joined on the program by the spokesperson of the party in Ondo State, Mr. Kennedy Berite. He joins us virtually on the program. Welcome to Lunchtime Politics, Mr. Berite. Well, I do hope that the connection can hold up. It looks like you're still on the field there in the aftermath of the primaries. But help us to understand what the game plan of your party is. Electing former deputy governor, Mr. Agbola Ajayi, understanding the backstory that, of course, characterized his time in government and how it ended. What is your party's game plan?
Well, there is no game plan, so to speak. The first thing is that he has been elected by the Electoral College, that is through the indirect primaries. He marched yesterday evening, and we are confident that he has sufficient experience. He has what it takes to carry those state on his shoulders. He's a man with a lot of, experience again in terms of governance and politics. So we believe that is our best foot that we have put forward in this election.
So here's what by the backstory, because we know the former deputy governor resigned from the APC and eventually could not continue as deputy governor. He was replaced by current governor, Mr. Lucky Ayedatiwa.
No, he completed the tenure.
Yes, but he wasn't able to continue because he resigned from the APC, and naturally he wasn't the running mate to the former governor, now late. So he's absent. But the point I'm trying to make is that his absence did not stop the people from voting for APC then. That's, former governor. It didn't really reduce the chances of the APC then. So the question is, who will vote for him now?
Well, you must understand that every election year, has its own peculiarity. And what was in 2020 is not what is now in 2024. So between 2020 and now, a lot of water has gone under the bridge. People initially say, "Oh, let's give them a chance. They are just 4 years in the saddle. They needed some more time to do one of two things." But now it has become clear and apparent to everybody in those states that APC government has very little to offer. It has not been able to impact on the lives of the people, and people are yearning for better days like they used to have under the PDP. And you must also understand that Agbola Ajayi himself has a PDP background. He was the chairman under the PDP government. He was elected to the House of Reps as a member from the PDP. So he was on sabbatical in APC, and he has come back home to where he rightly belongs. And we believe that Ondo State people will be able to differentiate from what the PDP used to offer them and what the APC is offering them right now.
Well, it's quite interesting when you speak about his time in the APC, describing it as a sabbatical. But we know how it works with politicians. One day you are with this party, the next you're with the other party, as though nothing has really changed. But when you say that there will be better life for the people of Ondo State, what does the better life that he's promising, what does it look like?
No, this is what I mean, and this is what it looks like in actual fact. Before the APC government came on board in 2017, we have a state where there were free shuttle buses for children who have to go to school, to and fro. We also had what we call the Mother and Child Hospital, where children and women that are pregnant can go and get treatment free, even if there needs to be a cesarean section to be done free.
Well, looks like we lost connection momentarily with Mr. Perite, the spokesperson of the People's Democratic Party in Ondo State. The party, which is opposition, well, had said that they were going to show a marked difference with the conduct of their own primaries, different from what we saw with the ruling APC. But what the people will also want to know is the plans that the party has for the people after throwing up former Deputy Governor, Mr. Agbola Ajayi, as its candidate now in that election. Mr. Perite, I see you're back now. Please go ahead with your thoughts.
Now, what I'm saying is that the PDP under leadership of Agbola Ajayi as governor will be able to reenact those programs and activities that the PDP has always been known for in the area of education, in the area of infrastructure, in the area of healthcare delivery, and so many other things, that was easy. There's some kind of welfareism that was the trademark of the PDP government. So this is what we intend to reenact with an Agbola Ajayi governorship in Ondo State.
You know what is quite interesting is the fact that a lot of times, as you said, politics are different. I mean, elections are different, rather. So we're in a situation now where at the center, federal government is the APC party and is also someone from the Southwest. And you know how sentiments work sometimes. The thinking or the narrative will be, we need to align with the center. So of what value will it be to the people of Ondo State to not, in quote, align with the center and vote for the PDP instead?
Well, if you are talking about alignment, you must also look at how it affects the lives of the people. How does an alignment with the federal government, how does it impact directly on the lives of the people on the streets of Akure? How does it impact on the economy of the state? How does it translate to food on the table of the people that are living here? So these are the issues. So it will not be a matter of, oh, there is a Yoruba man in Abuja, and so we must try and align. It will be, what has its impact been on their lives? I'm sure you remember that in 2023, the general mantra was that, oh, it's our turn. Now, our turn has turned out to be, this our turn has not paid us as a people. So it will be funny for anybody to say that we want to continue in penury, we want to continue in poverty, because that is what the APC kind of translates to for us in Ondo State. So if we had experienced some other government before under a PDP and it was better for the people, the people now are looking up to a PDP government with some kind of nostalgia that we know how it used to be, we know how it is now. We prefer that it was how it was before. So these are the dynamics of it.
But again, that's something that the APC will definitely be campaigning with. And again, as I said, the sentiments will be quite strong with that one. So speak to us about the antecedents of Mr. Agbola Ajayi, because that will come into play. This is what I have done in the past. This is what I was able to do, either in government, in my private life, in politics, or what have you. So what are those antecedents, his pedigree, so that at least the people of Ondo State can weigh them against each other?
Of course. Now, if you are looking at Agbola Ajayi as an individual, he had occupied positions in this state, and his credentials or his testimonials are there. For example, as chairman of Estero local government, incidentally, I'm from that same place. Now, we knew how he was able to build schools, primary schools especially, health centers, civic centers, across the length and breadth of the local government. And when he was in the House of Representatives, luckily he was the chairman of the NDDC committee, House committee, chairman of House committee on NDDC. And through his influence, a lot of jetties, concrete jetties were influenced to the federal constituency, that is Lagia and the federal constituency. He did a lot of things that we knew that his influence were very clear on all this that came to the federal constituency. So even as deputy governor, we know how many of our children in the state that got employed in the judiciary, either as judges or as civil servants, and so on. So he's a man that is tested and can be trusted. So we know, as a matter of fact, that if he comes, of course, on board as the governor of Ondo State, definitely he will be able to do more, because some of these positions he occupied are maybe tangential, peripheral. You can imagine the power of a governor compared to that of a member of the House of Representatives, which is just going there to legislate and begin to speak grammar on the floor of Parliament. But now he has the executive power to approve projects. He has executive power to direct. He can send bills to the House of Assembly that will impact directly on the lives of the people. So talking about him as an individual, he has done very well for himself and for the people of Ondo State. So giving another chance as governor would not be bad at all.
Well, quite a lot of work really in the hands of politicians, particularly in this time, campaigning across board. And, you know, the people will want to have a feel of the person who wants to lead them. What is his campaign plan? Is he doing anything different from what we've seen? Maybe the usual go into those areas, do some dancing, do some music, share some, I don't know what to call it now, will I call it palliatives or inducement? Is there anything different from what we've seen in the past that we can look forward to?
Well, surely yes, because experience, they say, is the best teacher. Now, in the last 7 years, we have seen the UNIMED, for example, that is the University of Medical Sciences in Ondo, where they have to use torchlights for surgery in the in the operation theaters and so on and so forth. So I know now a lot of things will be done to ensure that Ondo State becomes medical tourism center again, like it used to be, different from what it is now. Then there are some roads that have been under construction for nearly 7 years since the Akiti government came on course. And you also know that the Ayedatiwa government, as it came in December 27, has been busy with legitimacy and the campaign for to pick up tickets. As I yesterday was in Abuja, trying to sort out matters arising from the primary. You know, so there's been a lot of distraction for Ayedatiwa and members of his party and his government.
Right.
So we are not coming to government with any baggage. We are coming to government with, you know, our pedigree of what we have done before, and with promise to improve on what we did before.
On a final note, the support which he will get from his fellow contestants, well, aspirants, well, former aspirants now, will be quite vital. So can you tell us if indeed the likes of Mr. Bamidele Akinboye, Adeolo Akiwumi, Shola Ebisheni, John Mafo, Kolade Akinjo, and Bosun Arebuwa, are they all in support of him now?
Oh, yes. You know, yesterday at the venue, you see the camaraderie between all the aspirants. You know, it could have been anybody's chance of picking up the ticket.
Yeah.
And especially against the background that the processes leading to the primary were fair, credible, and known to everybody. Nobody, I mean, if it was the other time the APC had the primary, before the end of the day, there were a lot of petitions. The social media was awash with complaints. But this is almost 24 hours since the primary, and everywhere is calm. And I am very sure that as soon as possible, the party will still set up committees to go around to ensure that if there are still some rough edges or some areas that are not too clear about you know, whatever it is that may be an apprehension, will be laid to rest. Campaigns. Well, so there are no issues arising from this primary at all.
Well, the coming days will definitely tell. And as I said earlier on, quite a lot of work to be done, convincing the people and ensure that things are done differently this time around, because governance is real business. But we'd like to thank you so much, Mr. Kennedy Berete, spokesperson of the PDP in Ondo State. Thank you so much for your time and Lunchtime Politics.